Hello everybody, welcome, and what a game we've got for you on the Bravo station right now. It'll be Bravo.
Hey.
And myself, Onset, taking you through this Spacestation Gaming versus FaZe Clan. Now, you might be thinking this should be a grand final. Well, you would be very much mistaken. This is an elimination bracket game, and one of these two teams will be going home. We've got the two most recent winners of events, Andy, going up against each other, and one of them will be packing their bags.
Yeah, this is absolutely wild. This is only an elimination semifinal. To be honest, it's crazy that we're covering it here on the featured station, but very happy to be able to bring you the action live. Of course, your elimination semifinal here as we get into game number one will be Strongholds on Livefire.
Let's just give you a bit of context what just happened. Of course, Spacestation with a very hard-fought victory, a 3-1 victory over Quadrant to knock them out of the tournament and find themselves in this position. For FaZe Clan, it was even tougher. They went all the way to that game 5 against Shopify Rebellion, but they did win that one pretty conclusively with that 50-30-something Aquarius Slayer win, where they once again clutched up. But this one is always a fun one to watch, Andy. I feel these teams are so evenly matched.
Yeah, this is absolutely wild, and you could bet that the coverage will also continue across every screen here when that main stage match ends. All eyes will be on this stage. It doesn't matter where this match might be happening in the venue. This is one of the best, without a doubt, for the weekend. And it's 4 dead off of the open for FaZe Clan. Spacestation originally low with 27 points on the board.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a really good play from FaZe Clan. They forced Stack A to not only defend it and keep it in their control, but also completely neutralize the overshield that was picked up. So they could turn over A and B now, and somehow out of that situation, the 4 dead, it looks like they've got scoring and the sniper rifle back in their control, but Spacestation already, I was about to say, flooding into A, but those kind of plays are going to have to be consistently made on either side to try and win this series.
Split-second play there in the rat tunnel. It's a beautiful shot from Royal 2, and I couldn't agree more. This one will be one of those that goes down in the margins as 3 were dead for Spacestation. You have to think it's going to be a very, very small, razor-thin difference between the two teams across these game types. Royal 2 knows it spawns well. Almost as if he has the eyes across both sides of the map. He connects again.
Looks like he's going to be tasked with trying to defend C here. The help is coming. Help is underway. However, Royal 2 looking to take down Pznguin at least. Didn't quite have the timing on that one. It looks like FaZe, after the back of that play, will try and convert A. They will do so pretty comfortably. And now it's going to be that battle for B. Frosty killing Bound is going to make it a little bit easier, but that Shroud is becoming more and more thoughtfully used, I would say, by teams on how they want to approach Strongholds and Hills.
Yeah, I like Shrouding Sandbags. It's a really nice play. It essentially lets you just laser focus everything towards C and Nest Bridge. And then if you need to check Big Door, you can, but Concrete and Sandbags will really be safe. Off of the damage, off of the kills, it's going to be Royal 2 with an overshield grab.
Will do indeed. Frosty gets the trade as well. That's going to be 1 dead here for Spacestation, but a triple cap momentarily in effect. But Royal 2 is going to have to make some decisions on what Stronghold they want to try and turn back over in their favor. Eco is going to be in position. Looks like a focus is on B, possibly. Although a couple of FaZe Clan players look like they're rotating towards C as well. So maybe a little bit of a fake out there as now they stack onto C.
CFC can get finished here.
Reset.
C reset by SSG, which is going to be big. They will continue scoring, and now just like that, they keep the game within 10. It's perfect timing from StelluR and company. He's going to have 1 repulse as well. He'll shift his sights to Nest Bridge, and they have good angles here. Yeah,
a little bit of a surprise there to see FaZe take that extra second to make the decision. You can see they were kind of split. Do we want to go B? No, B looks like it's already got Spacestation players here. Therefore, we wrapped the C, and it was like, well, now we've given the timing for the rest of the team to wrap on us. So Royal 2 going to have to pick up some more kills because the triple cap has been flipped, but also the kills have been flipped. So FaZe Clan will be able to escape here, we'd imagine, pretty comfortably, although Eco made it a little bit more uncomfortable. Royal 2 had to hit yet more impressive shots.
Man, just a bloodbath already. Spacestation does regain the lead here by just shy of 30 points. However, FaZe is going to flip B to continue scoring once again. You have to think neither of these teams wanting to face each other as 2 are dead each side in a place like the elimination semifinal. It feels too early for one of them to go home, but one of them will have to go home at the end of this series. Spacestation will flip A. They continue scoring now at the 80 mark.
Yes, SnakeBite was left on his own as well, and StelluR's got a sniper rifle, so worrying times to get the back smack, but there's a classic pistol kill, something we don't see very often, popping up on our kill feed. Another flank coming in here. It's going to be the side kick. SnakeBite does have a little bit of help coming, though. Grenades come in, a little bit of contest, but this time it won't get... Oh, it does actually get reset again. So FaZe now have to spend more time converting C back over. It's 91 to 55. Overshield coming up on Royal 2, who hasn't been missing with the battle rifle very much, as now got a sniper rifle to try and pick it up.
Ooh, let's see how this plays out. Kills traded here, 1 for 1. What can Royal 2 do? This should be an easy win with minimal damage. He does take that one. Should be able to just scoop this, perhaps, if he can win this battle against Scoreboard.
Straight 1v1. StelluR versus Royal 2, 2 of the best shots you'll ever see. The repulse on both sides as well, but StelluR takes that wide angle and will be able to grab this one, you would imagine. But here comes Frosty. Can he pop it? Can he lock it? Yes, he can. StelluR with an overshield is a terrifying sight. He picks up one, but Renegade did a pretty good job to take most of that OS down.
What an interesting mental battle. Royal 2 actually goes for the blind repulse on the overshield pillar, thinking that Royal 2 would thinking that StelluR would definitely challenge it on the pillar. He doesn't though. StelluR goes for the fadeaway, and really interesting mental games. You don't always get that with players in that exact battle here. Will be BC in control of Spacestation, scoring now 113 to 74.
Something I've actually noticed about the way that StelluR plays a lot of his gunfights as well. He's not one of these players who's happy to trade. Some players you see kind of sliding forward, running forward, looking for the two-shot melee just to guarantee that they go get a one-for-one. StelluR always kind of backs away from the fight, keeps a little bit of distance, backing himself to hit the shot. And I think that's just testament to not only his confidence, but the way that he's been shooting very recently. 3 dead on either side at the moment, 2 dead, excuse me, on either side, but Eco inside of this B stronghold looking to flip it back over to SSG.
Eco avoids those grenades very well, and he will get the flip. So now BC in favor of Spacestation. This game has been absolutely non-stop since the get-go. Unsurprisingly, however, with a scoreline like 124 to 81. Pznguin. Still so much to play for. Pznguin, make sure to get the reset on C. That will continue the scoring run for SSG. They are now halfway to the finish line.
Pretty sure that Pznguin hit the little pillar jump there to jump up to bottom tower just as Bound was distracting. Bound was staying alive, and that allowed him to have the flank and get that reset onto C. So I would say SSG at the moment, quite simply the score is how it is because they are out-rotating and out-thinking FaZe fans. FaZe are falling into a few traps, in my opinion, that are being set, and Frosty, even though he's picking up some good kills in this game, he's 9-9 at the moment. They're just being out-rotated and out-thought.
Down goes for the 180 on the heat wave. He will hit it in a trade. 1v1 for Eco and Renegade now for the moment. Eco will have spawners though. However, it's a 1v1 for the overshield for the moment.
It is Renegade. Gonna get that help coming from Royal 2, but there's Pznguin for that trade. Now, can Royal 2 get this one back for FaZe? He might be able to, but the only problem now for FaZe is even with the overshield, you can see that A is being flipped and the score is starting to get a worry for them. 172 and rising. SSG still in control. Royal 2 needs to go on a spree here. He's got the overshield, he's got that sniper rifle, and he needs to put it to use.
Oh my gosh, StelluR almost gets the stick, but it's a really great repulse.
Oh my god, StelluR! Wow! I mean, I said he needed to go on a run, but the combination of sticky grenades and just a little bit of help that came in, repulse just seasoning on top of the pie, means that Royal 2 is completely negated from the game, and that's got to be something that checks you out mentally.
You would need a very large university blackboard to break down the exact formula of what happened in that exact moment. StelluR flies in for an attempted stick from the cuts on the overshield. Royal 2 repulses both sticky grenades, which I think ends up in an insta behind him to neutralize the overshield, and StelluR lives there. As a result, they are only 30 points away from ending this game.
Yeah, what a complete momentum shift that is. Frosty alive with the sniper rifle, but it's going to have to be a run here from FaZe. They need to get inside one of these strongholds, but you can see that the split on the map at the moment is SSG inside of both A and B, and it looks like FaZe are really struggling to break. Now the reinforcements come just to defend B. Eco can play his life for a few seconds, allowing Bound to move in for the killing spree. SnakeBite pretty much left on his own as the final player from this push, and surprise, surprise, there's a sniper rifle in the hands of Pznguin. And we were talking about StelluR in the last game. Well, we're talking about Pznguin this time because it's going to be SSG who close out game number 1.
Wow, and what a way to do it. 250 to 81. Let's not forget that game was tied at 50. Yeah. So for SSG to end it in the way that they did, the fashion that they did, I think StelluR's play against Royal 2 Overshield probably sums up kind of the game and just the combination of teamwork, coordination, being one step ahead, and also maybe even a little bit of luck on their side in terms of how things played out. Look at that scoreline. It's absolutely enormous. We'll see if we get to see the kills tab as well, but SSG with a very convincing game number 1.
Yeah, out-teamworked. I think you talk about the big moments, sure, they went the way of SSG, but I think the general pattern of that play was SSG were always baiting FaZe into making the wrong decision, doing what they wanted to do. And Pznguin, I mentioned how it was all about StelluR last event, where I think Pznguin's been the standout for SSG so far. 17 and 11 in that game for him, and I'm just thinking back to the Argyle game as well against Quadrant. Some of the shots he would hit were absolutely fantastic.
They really were. Each player in SSG with 11 deaths even. You really can't ask for a team to be more on the same page. Good. Hey guys, we're all going to get somewhere between 7 and 17 kills, 11 deaths each. We'll win by an enormous margin, actually a little bit more than triple the opponent's score, and that will be game number 1.
Game number 1 going to SSG, then FaZe once again fall behind in a series. We'll have to see what happens in game number 2 in just a few moments.
Right now, this is live, folks, just to let you know, this is happening in real time right now. It's Street Slayer. Boys, take it away.
I love this red zone stuff. This is the series to watch. FaZe playing now down 1-0 against Spacestation. Who's going to make the elimination bracket finals? SSG with the upper hand and the objective. Let's see if their Street Slayer prowess is going to hurt them here because they fell short to Optic Gaming earlier in this tournament in this exact mode. But so did FaZe Clan. So let's see who's the better between these two. It's an 11-9 run right now for FaZe Clan to kick this one off as the battle for Tram ensues.
That objective efficiency was looking good in game number 1 for SSG, but we know how good of a Slayer team that FaZe are, and they desperately need this Slayer here in game 2. This is the elimination bracket semifinals. Both of these teams have a chance to make it to the grand finals, but it starts right here.
Nearly neck and neck. One of the things you want to see is the focus on the rockets that are coming up in 8 seconds, Tony. FaZe Clan did not get one set of rockets when they lost this map mode to Optic Gaming. Let's see if this story can change around against SSG. But right now, Eco has his eyes on the prize, and StelluR picking up a kill in the kill feed will allow Eco the safety, security to get these power weapons.
Not only the FaZe end up going 2 down, but they go 3 down, and Eco still has a rocket in the back pocket. This is troublesome for FaZe as all 4 members of SSG are up. They're identifying where the pressure's coming from, where those spawners are, but you might have just crossed paths without watching both ways, and eventually Renegade gets the kill. Not sure exactly what happened with the rockets, but a great rat play by Renegade. They gotta get sneaky.
Honestly, great play by Renegade. They're able to trade the rocket player out and take down StelluR, who has that Sauger rifle. You know how strong StelluR can be with that weapon in hand. Rockets are negated. A 19-14 lead, however. Spacestation was down by 1 kill when they picked up those rockets. They got complete control. They transitioned that now to a 5-kill lead. And with game 2 in their hands at this moment, look to go up 2-0 against FaZe Clan if they can continue this up.
Now that FaZe have the PvD side of the map, they're looking to slow the game down. But where did Bound come from? Right through the mid, able to take down the anchor player in World 2. Luckily, SnakeBite comes in, rips the double kill, and almost gets the triple Penguin down to 1 shot. But more importantly, Penguin survives.
Still, a 5-kill game. Trades across the board will benefit Spacestation as they continue to approach the midway point here. 2 kills away from that 25 mark, but you're aiming for 50 right now. Plenty of time on the clock, 8 minutes and 30 seconds. And it looks like both teams have kind of traded positions here as the second set of rockets is spawning up in 23 seconds. Will the game slow down, or will FaZe Clan look to push?
Renegade was trying to dare SSG to push past the Pinch's side, but eventually he pushes up and he's dealt with his former teammate, and Penguin takes down Renegade. Bound has made it over toward the mid-map, but might just be a little too early. They still got a few more seconds until rockets come up.
So FaZe Clan attempted to push over towards the purple side of the map. It's trades across the board, and as these rockets come up, trades are favoring Spacestation once again. It's a double kill for Penguin. He's been on top of the power weapons all weekend long, finds himself a double with those rocks, and keeps this at a 5-kill game for SSG.
Whenever we talk about streaks, we talk about controlling the sandbox, and I just saw that Bulldog end up in the hands of Spacestation Gaming. Renegade and FaZe want to break through this arcade side, but you gotta be careful. The moment you overextend, the moment you get trapped.
Game starts to slow down. Frosty doesn't quite spot StelluR in the tires right there as he chooses to back down towards this arcade position. Now he has eyes on StelluR, know that he is inside tires, but how are FaZe Clan attempting to push this situation? SSG are almost trying to push the other side of the map right now. Bound and Penguin work together to push purple. They take down Renegade, and with that kill, they're able to back up safely right now. It is going to be a complete swing of momentum onto the other side of the map, however. They are able to push the arcade successfully, and Bound is everywhere on the map right now, creating havoc with a 7-kill lead.
Spacestation Gaming has been in control for too long now, and this lead is starting to grow, and so is their map control. That's until SnakeBite gets a huge cross-map shot onto Penguin, the first kill, now favoring FaZe. The opportunity to maybe collapse on it, but it looks like Spacestation Gaming, they're gonna hunker down.
Royal 2, does he choose to push purple or fall back? Penguin is going to slide down the stairs, which allows FaZe Clan to get a couple of picks right now. It's a 6-kill game, still within striking distance if you can find a round of slays, but Royal 2 needed some help from Renegade, got some help from Renegade, but it is traded out to remain a 6-kill game. The map gets flipped, and right now FaZe Clan not with a positive solution here to make this scoreline any closer.
A nice double push by FaZe ends up giving them the subway side control that they wanted, but Spacestation Gaming adapt immediately and they push all the way towards Arcade, and like you said, the trades were still happening. So as of right now, SSG still have control. FaZe need to start valuing their lives, which is hard to do when you want to go for those rockets in the mid-map.
You want to go for those rockets, and you know SSG has gone for those rockets every single time so far this game. You need a set of power weapons. This has been your crux all weekend long, and right now FaZe Clan do not have the answer to try and achieve those right now. I like the space Royal 2's taking here, but he's got a lot of pressure in front of him. I love this push by Royal 2 and Renegade. They're able to get a couple of kills. SnakeBite finds himself the rockets. I'm sorry, that's Renegade. No, it's SnakeBite. And let's see what he can do now.
Back-to-back kills ends up putting us within 5 and now within 3 after Royal 2 and SnakeBite get another round of slays. This is looking real good as SnakeBite has those rockets in hand, and I say it all the time.
Look at this.
It's not the initial damage that the SnakeBite does, it's the venom that comes in. So you grab those rockets, you turn into 3 down, you turn into 4 down, but Spacestation Gaming take control once again.
Great shots out of Pznguin. Frosty tries to play his life, but Pznguin reads him perfectly, able to get that kill. That second rocket was not shot by SnakeBite. You gotta wonder where that is at the moment. Could have been wasted in the chaos of the rest of the combat loop, but right now still a 5-kill game for SSG.
And Pznguin has that stalker. This can do so much damage to FaZe. You already have 10 kills and 8 assists to your name. Pznguin does a great job of putting down the damage, more importantly stay alive, and now feeding that information that there's at least 2 players over towards the Neon side. SSG gonna keep watch. The Shroud is going to keep him alive. Pznguin's still here, but Renegade off screen gets the kill.
This is an untraditional push. FaZe Clan pushed down purple and bottom middle. They're able to find the first kill, but it is traded out. Renegade is taken down, and unfortunately for Royal 2, he's also cross-map. Frosty trying to play his life, but Bound's going to be right below him, and Tram able to finish that kill. Trades will continue to benefit SSG in these situations. It is still a 5-kill game.
Back to a 5-kill game in the end game here. SSG now 7 away from taking the win. Royal 2 is able to take down StelluR, and we see another trade. Taking down Spacestation Gaming. FaZe momentarily had the numbers advantage. That was a momentary 3 down, and the 4th one falls as well. Where's SSG spawning?
3-kill game. It's as close as it's been from the start right now. FaZe Clan have done a little bit of work to try and make this a tie game, but they are running out of time, Tony. It is 5 kills, all SSG need. And as the game slows down once again into a stalemate, I'm sorry, these rockets won't be coming up for a moment, and FaZe Clan will be pressed upon the clock eventually.
Renegade is the most important player on the map here for FaZe. You have the shotty and you have perimeter control. Frosty is able to take down Eco, and that's a momentary 4v2. FaZe, you have to take advantage. It's just a 1-kill game, but Bound, he's taking Arcade control.
I like this B push. You got to create some space. You know FaZe Clan have taken over the purple street right now, and now all of SSG in a tough position right now. 3 players top rail, not where you want to be. A very exposed area. How are SSG going to choose to try and push out of this successfully? Renegade does get caught towards Trest. A nade is not going to find home. Eco continuously finding pressure onto multiple players allows this to remain an SSG game, but here comes the FaZe flank.
They have to push into the shadows to trade out their life. Like you said, Renegade was caught out, but he still trades out.
28 seconds for Rockets.
Now gonna man the B side. Like you said, Rockets are coming up, and you see 4 members of SSG on the subway side of the map. FaZe, they have the A side tower.
You got to be careful if you're playing left side of the map. It's Frosty. He's by himself on that side of the map. A lot of responsibility to get information if SSG are choosing to try and focus on that side. The red gun in Royal 2's back pocket. He's baiting it out with the battle rifle right now. He may be able to pull out that red gun and go to work here shortly. Plasmas could knock these rockets into tires, and if they do just that, Frosty would have been able to find him. Bound with the flank into tires, takes him down. The Shroud onto the rockets will allow SSG to pick up those rockets 49-47.
Bound was able to make it towards the B stairs without being detected, which led into the flank that gave SSG this 49-47 lead. You're just looking for 1 more kill, and StelluR has the rockets. There's no way you mess this up.
1 rocket, that's all you need, Frosty. You got to be careful here. That doorway is such an easy kill for StelluR to achieve if he so chooses to use that rocket. They're going to slow this game down. They understand time is on their side. and eventually FaZe will have to push, and StelluR surely finds the kill.
StelluR has rockets right now. You're just looking for one kill. One trade is all you need. StelluR's gonna stay over toward the B side. Like you said, time is definitely on their side. He fires out the rocket, which does make one shot. Ends up taking Frosty down, and that's the 50th kill. Spacestation up 2-0.
What a play by Bound to somehow get behind enemy lines to get that assassination onto Frosty and Tires, and with that, SSG are able to shroud those rockets and make the game-winning play to make this series a 2-0 series in their favor, looking to go to the elimination bracket finals with just one more win.
15 and 14 out of Frosty. 3 assists to go along with it. Even that wasn't enough to stop all of that damage coming in from SSG. You have 4K across the board. Honestly, StelluR right there, almost in the 4K club himself. It was a full team effort for SSG to come out with that win, and now you're one win away for pulling off the sweep of your SSG.
And as we take a look at the highlights, you'll notice that a majority of these highlights are around SSG getting control of the rockets. The teamwork that SSG displayed in order to get these rockets under their control was the difference here in Game 2, and could be the difference in an elimination bracket finals appearance. StelluR wisely chooses not to shoot this rocket until he guarantees that the job is done.
Information gathering here. And this is that final. This is all it needed, was one rocket to get that body damage and for him to finish it off with that BR. You see how patiently StelluR is playing. If he messes this up, FaZe can take the win. Obviously, it's easy to get one kill with rockets, but it's hard to do when FaZe know exactly where you're coming from. So patience was key for SSG, and that's what you saw.
1 minute. Certainly was indeed, and it all stemmed from that back smack from Bound. Really incredible patient play from Spacestation Gaming here, going up 2-0 in this series. Impressive stuff. I mean, things were looking pretty close for comfort there in that street lane. That's what you want to see, I think, out of two powerhouses. The strongholds, although the score looks pretty bad right there, at the beginning it was getting toe-to-toe. I'm really hoping the Solitude King of the Hill is going to be a close one, but I've got to say, this isn't looking so great for FaZe, Clutch. Solitude has not been a good map for them right now. Do you think they have what it takes to show the ice that we've seen so many times this season to get this one across the board and keep the series alive?
Well, the good news is Solitude hasn't really been necessarily kind to SSG either throughout this tournament, so maybe there's a leg of hope there. The big decision is if you can get to recharge Oddball. Oddball will benefit, I believe, FaZe Clan. As we take a look at the stats, 14 and 4 actually. SSG, one of the only teams that compete at such a high level in Oddball. No surprise there. 2 of the best to do it right now. And King of the Hill, still 2 of the best. So these games don't favor either team because of how strong both these 2 teams are at these map modes.
So really, this should be a bit of a bloodbath, hopefully, for this final Game 3 that we're seeing here. The swing mode that we're seeing in this series. You know, Spacestation looking to close it out here and now. Tony, that momentum. They are actually a momentum-based team as well, Spacestation Gaming. This is really good for them. We have seen FaZe, though, in certain circumstances, come back and reverse sweep teams. They have the ice. Do you believe they can do it?
I believe they can, but I mean, it's stacked against them right now. You're down 0-2 in the series, and like you said, SSG, they thrive off momentum. They play better on Championship Sunday. This is do or die. The loser of this is knocked out of the tournament. The winner may just have a path to the grand finals to get their revenge. It's going to be tough for FaZe.
Also, with this very highly competitive series, we also do have a KD leaderboard update, which actually a few things have been chopping and changing. We're seeing actually now Royal 2 head up to 3rd, and StelluR is in 4th right now, but we still have Formal and Lucid just taking the lead, taking the charge, and Formal has upped his numbers significantly now, a 1.42. We talked about how pivotal this guy really is for his team, and my gosh, the numbers also correlate to the incredible decisions he makes in game.
This might be Formal's best Halo tournament of his career, and that's saying something considering the accolades that man has next to his trophy case right now. But if you look at the bottom of that list, there's a mouse and keyboard player in Scoopmeister, my guy. Welcome to the team. Put the world on notice that mouse and key can hang if you practice your skills and sharpen them to a professional league. I love that for the kid, but they're actually, Mind Freak is in one of those play-in matches right now from the ANZ region. I would
actually Stream C.
love to be able to check out just how those are going and who's accomplishing their dreams.
I can tell you, they're in Game 6.
Game 6?
Yeah, so it's going to the wire at the moment. It's actually getting pretty crazy out there too. They're cooking, all of them. They all want that chance to get to Worlds. This qualification means everything to the end of this season for all of these teams, all the hard work they have put in. What would it be for if they couldn't go to Worlds and compete? It would be absolutely demoralizing, heartbreaking, but one of those teams will not be qualifying and one will go through. All the teams that have qualified so far though, folks, on your screen right now, as you can see, the list goes on, and we're gonna have a very interesting Halo World Champion set here, Tony. Are you looking forward to seeing the bounce back of any of these teams heading into the final event of the season?
Yeah, I'm excited to see where Sentinels are going to be at. For example, this is a team that was really starting to catch fire. And Wes, like you mentioned multiple times, the teams you did lose to are some of the best in the world. So nothing to really hang your head low about. In fact, if anything, you know, Sparty, he thrives off that passion. He might use it as fuel going into Worlds. And then obviously, you know, Cloud9, Native White, even LVT. These are teams that are really scrappy and teams that can kind of throw off some of our top teams just by giving them different looks.
Love to hear all of that. And of course, you guys can actually get your chance to go to the Halo World Championships as well as watching it. If you want to be there in person, see the action with your very own two eyes, then please do go to halo.gg/HaloWC 2023 to pick up your tickets right now, October 13th to 15th in Seattle, Washington, the home of Halo. You certainly don't want to miss it. Some things have been happening this weekend. My goodness me, we are in our elimination match with Spacestation Gaming and FaZe. Who would have thought it? I mean, actually, Sunday we do tend to see these kind of crazy Titan clashes that are happening. They tend to be a little bit closer. I mean, the Optic game, Native Red 3-0 on the main stage. I was hoping for a closer winners finals there, but Native Red, they're still in it to win it. They're still waiting there at the elimination final position, but who is going to join them is the big question. FaZe or Spacestation, and it's looking pretty golden to me right now, Clutch. What do you want to see out of Spacestation Gaming to continue this on, to solidify things against FaZe Clan, going into that solitude, because 3-0 against FaZe would be a lovely thing to do to meet Native Red.
Yeah, I think what we've seen out of SSG that has been so strong throughout this series so far is their teamwork. They are clicking, they are working together so well, and their strategies to achieve their goals as far as acquiring power weapons has been perfect. So the snipe, gonna be the area of focus, I guess, when that's revolves around Solitude. It does look like it's in StelluR's hands as he misses a couple shots from Renegade's point of view. It does look like FaZe Clan have got the first couple of kills that will award them the first a bit of hill time.
We've seen these two teams go at it time and time again. In fact, you know, we've seen 3/4 of both of these rosters playing on this map back in Halo 5, playing on Plaza. Kind of brings me that old Spice versus Tox type of vibes. I'm loving what I'm seeing here in our elimination semifinals. Still SSG up 2-0.
Frosty's found himself to snipe a nice body to help his teammates acquire a couple of kills. 3 go down once again for SSG. And as you look at the stats right now, Tony, FaZe Clan are outslaying SSG very heavily. You hope that the hill time kind of resembles that, but once again, maybe not the most efficient use of their kills. They are continuously able to pick up these kills, and as I say that, they are finally getting some of that hill time in their favor.
And you're seeing a few members of SSG start to push up over towards that mid-map. I think you want to convert that mid-map presence into some A-side presence, the Space Station Gaming, especially when it comes to this middle hill. But you still see 3 players of FaZe here. Frosty doing everything he can to stay alive, but eventually he goes down, and it looks like Eco is going to take over this LR side of the map.
World 2 just find a double as Eco with a beautiful push over there to clear out Loop and Glass as he's able to find an assist. Creates a lot of space and gives his team potentially the spawns that they want, but as I say that, World 2's double appears to have given FaZe spawns over towards that side of the map where traditionally you want to be with that hill being top middle facing that side. That giant wall is exactly what you want to use as cover from the players that are spawning snipe and hotel side of the map. So right now, Bound in a position where he needs to retake LR, only able to find a single kill before getting taken down, and these trades will benefit FaZe with the spawns that they have.
Quantum Translocator is up, and that's exactly what these teams want to fight for. This mid-hill presence, FaZe still have a slight advantage here, and Frosty ends up putting SSG 2 members onto the black screen, getting really creative with his movement, but Bounds here. So SSG going 3 down though. Renegade has to win that pit.
This is an absolute brawl for top middle right now, as finally SSG able to get their first little bit of points scored here in this first hill. It's about halfway for FaZe. Still a contestable here for hill for SSG, but as this hill continues to be scrappy, you wonder how much time is going to be on the clock when either team scores this first point.
Pznguin in the hill, Eco over towards the LR side of the map. That's the exact setup that you want to see for Spacestation Gaming. And in fact, Pznguin chasing that player into the arms of StelluR. Renegade is a bounce right back up. Notice Sniper is up. If there's any chance of them breaking the setup here for Spacestation Gaming, he's going to have to hit some shots with the S7.
All of a sudden, SSG with a perfect setup make this a hill in their favor. 2 minutes and 40 on the clock. It is frozen with a couple of kills going in FaZe Clan's favor now. FaZe need to find a way into this hill to try and potentially get this first point. They continuously are playing these games from behind. You do not want to start game 3 off in that same fashion. They are able to continuously find kills, but no hill time. And as that bar continues to approach the first point in SSG's favor, they are steps away from it going in their side.
That was way too much time being accumulated by SSG to put them within seconds of taking that first hill, and eventually just had to slip in and finish it off. FaZe, you have 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. You find themselves over toward the favorable side of the map. SnakeBite able to take down Bound towards the mid-map, so now FaZe alleviating a lot of that pressure that SSG were creating. This could be tied up after 2.
Yeah, and all these kills are so important because they allow you to acquire very quick kill time. You do not want time to go off the clock here. You need to tie this game up because going down 2 hill would be detrimental to your tournament life at this point. Royal 2 does get taken down, but look at how far that bar is already in FaZe Clan's favor for the second hill. They have nearly had a perfect setup since it has moved.
Yeah, I mean, what, they're about 90% done with this hill, and as of right now, SSG haven't even touched it. Once again, going 2 down. Eco creating a lot of space over towards the mid-map, but Pznguin can't survive. We do see momentary time coming in for SSG, but it's not going to be enough, and Royal 2 is chasing it down. Should be the final seconds now coming for FaZe. They're going to worry about taking this hill and now starting to advance forward for the next at the same time.
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult push for FaZe Clan, however. Spacestation are going to have blue and snipe control, and that's pretty much where you want to be when this hill moves to this bottom dip area. But Royal 2 with the flank through Flowers is not suspected by SSG. He actually gets a free kill, and he's going to create some space based off that kill. He knows his player has repulse, so he's backing up, assuming he's going to get repulse. Can't win the one-on-one against Bound, and that was a big win from Bound to create some space for SSG.
Yeah, Royal 2 was able to anticipate that Bound wanted that perimeter side control. The problem is, just because you know he's coming doesn't mean you can stop him. Bound gets the kill, clears out that dip side, and you see SSG with no time wasted. They hop right in there. SnakeBite off the screen was able to take down Bound. We do see Eco drop in, finish the kill on his former teammate, and now more time for SSG.
Great kill by Eco, even better for him to get kill time immediately. But now that he feels the pressure from blue, he's going to push out and try and fight these players dip. Royal 2 with a couple of beatdowns, finds a couple of kills, and that's allowed FaZe Clan to somehow win the battle of the trades. The loop spawns are in favor of SSG. It's difficult to slay out if you're Frosty from this position. You need some help, and I like the idea of playing my life here.
And looks like StelluR and Eco, they're prioritizing, make sure they get over towards U-turn and get a clear angle towards this hill. StelluR rips a double kill out of nowhere, giving SSG that momentary advantage. They're right back in that zone, but a nice little flank from SnakeBite and a counter flank from Eco.
2-on-2 now. You see the trades across the board are going to benefit FaZe Clan for now, but Eco is going to give his team snipe side spawns, and that allows them to compete for this bottom dip hill so much easier. FaZe Clan have got to figure out a way to get control of this side of the map if they want to gain the lead, but right now SSG over halfway on this third hill, and this could be the last hill of the game, Tony. We are just about under a minute left.
Both of these teams fighting so hard right now. SSG do have a slight progressive advantage, which takes 1 or 2 rounds of slays to turn this right around, and 1 or 2 slays in order to keep your lead as StelluR taking down 1. It looks like SSG go after a second. 3 out of 4 members of FaZe are no longer on the map, and now this is going to be a 2-1 lead for SSG.
What a play by StelluR to be able to get a few kills and stay alive in that situation. Gives SSG the point, it buys them the time, and now with 55 seconds on the clock, down 2-0, FaZe Clan have got a lot of work to do if they want to push this to a game 4.
We've called FaZe the iciest team in the league. Now it's time to prove it. This is clutch time right here. 43 seconds, and as long as you're not in the hill, time is going to continue to wind down. You have to slay and move at the same time, and as of right now, 33 seconds left.
2 players no shield in blue, 2 players find kills, and FaZe Clan have so much room to try and make up with 27 seconds and counting. They all come off respawn, and SnakeBite knows he's got one last push.
This is going to be the final push here for FaZe. 17 seconds. SnakeBite does a decent amount of damage over toward the flower side. Renegade does come in with that bait and switch action, but they are being zoned out of this hill. They have to find themselves in there. FaZe finally stopped the clock, but Bound takes down Frosty. They still have 2 more members to deal with for SSG. Luckily, FaZe, they find the setup.
They have the hill, they have the clock pause right now, but Bound staying alive has allowed him to get his shield back and find the entry kill. Here comes Spacestation Gaming. They flood out the hill, they neutralize the hill, and the clock continues to tick.
World 2 slides his way in there, but I gotta love the way he's playing the environment is Eco. He takes him down. Renegade and SnakeBite with the double push is gonna work out. There's 1 second on the clock, but FaZe are fighting.
FaZe are fighting. It's a one-on-one SnakeBite versus Eco. A nade knocks Eco to no shield. Eco buying so much time. Finds the kill and stays alive to get SSG across the board. And a 3-0 sweep will take SSG to the Elimination Bracket Finals.
Eco doing a great job of not only playing his life, but hitting those shots, getting value after every last second, every last bit of damage. That's just economics as he's able to close it out. And so do SSG, a 3-0 sweep on FaZe Clan.
What a performance from Eco. StelluR. The moments gained in Game 3 can propel you to a grand finals. You're 1 series away, and you have native bread waiting for you in the Elimination Bracket Finals. But as we take a look at the map layout here, the scores are all SSG. And although some of the games were close, SSG found a way to keep momentum.
FaZe were a large favorites to even win this tournament. I heard a lot of people that were rooting for FaZe and had them winning this tournament. I don't think those guys had them had Spacestation Gaming 3-0, knocking FaZe down. What is this, 4th place here? This is tough for FaZe. 3-0 sweep for SSG. When they take a look at those final minutes leading up to this, Renegade does a great job of staying alive. He sees Eco pushing in. Thought it was a 1v1. High IQ play to kind of adapt a little bit, get out of that situation, and play his life, which is exactly what FaZe needed from him. But then World 2 gets in. He's ready to contest. He goes for the challenge. He has to win that pivotal fight, but Eco is just hitting those. That was tough. I would say if World 2 wins that, maybe things turn around, but Eco, he was just playing his life masterfully.
Eco doubles back after getting his shield too. Even though the nade rocks him, he just plays behind this pillar, buys time. And because FaZe have to put all of their cards on the table, Spacestation are able to comfortably, with the flank from LR, get those kills. Eco plays his life so perfectly, and SSG get the job done against a very tough opponent in FaZe.